The Boston Tea Party. In the late 1700s, the American colonies were growing restless under British rule. The British government had been making laws that affected the colonies, laws the colonists had no say in. One of these laws was about taxes, and it made the colonists very angry. After the French and Indian War, Britain was deep in debt. To help pay it off, Parliament passed new taxes on the colonies. The Stamp Act and Townshend Acts taxed everyday items like paper, paint, glass, and tea. The colonists protested, saying it was unfair to be taxed without having representatives in Parliament. They called this taxation without representation. Though Britain repealed many of the taxes, it kept one, a small tax on tea. Then, in 1773, Parliament passed the Tea Act. This new law gave the British East India Company a monopoly, the exclusive right to sell tea directly to the colonies at a cheaper price. But the colonists saw this as a trick. Even though the tea was cheaper, they would still have to pay the hated tax. In Boston, people were furious. Groups like the Sons of Liberty, led by men such as Samuel Adams, organized protests. They decided that no taxed tea would be unloaded or sold in Boston. On the night of December 16, 1773, thousands of angry colonists gathered at Old South Meeting House to discuss what to do. The meeting lasted for hours. When word spread that the royal governor refused to send the tea ships back to England, the crowd erupted. That night, about 100 men disguised themselves as Mohawk Indians to hide their identities. They quietly marched to Griffin's Wharf, where 3 British ships, the Dartmouth, Eleanor, and Beaver, were docked. The men boarded the ships and began their daring protest. With axes and strong arms, they broke open 342 chests of tea and dumped them into Boston Harbor. The dark water turned brown with tea leaves. The crowd on shore watched in silence. It was a serious and symbolic act of rebellion. Not a single crate of tea was stolen or kept. It was all destroyed to make a statement. When the sun rose the next morning, the harbor looked like a giant teacup. The British government was outraged. In response, Parliament passed the Coercive Acts, known in America as the Intolerable Acts, which punished Boston by closing its port and taking away its self-government. But instead of scaring the colonies, this only united them. The event became a powerful symbol of resistance. The Boston Tea Party helped spark the American Revolution, which began just 2 years later in 1775. It showed that ordinary people were willing to take bold action for freedom, even if it meant standing up to one of the strongest empires in the world.